and welcome back to Stop Hannah Time. I hope you all had a good few weeks since I last did the vlog, which would have been pre-Gamescom. Speaking of Gamescom, I had a very lovely time. Thank you to anyone who popped by to say hello. I really enjoyed the games. I saw Duncan and Shin very briefly. They did their Heroes of the Storm thing. I did my Rainbow Six thing. And yeah, there should be a playlist on my channel with a load of funky stuff in it, including hopefully a link to the Rainbow Six tournament that I did, which was showcasing the new spectator mode that they've got going on. So should all be in the video description or somewhere on the channel if you're interested in seeing any of that. Once again, anyone who did turn up to support in the audience, thank you. It was a bit weird. It was very surreal because normally I'm used to watching pro tournaments, not playing in them. And yeah, we didn't lose horribly. We won 2 games, which was better than our let's win 1 game and then go for a tequila, eh? So 2 games and then tequila. It was great. Yeah, so I had a really nice time out there. I met some new faces and hopefully we'll see them again at future events. So that'd be quite nice. It's nice to build on the list of like YouTubers and such that you meet every time. So you see people at E3 as well and you're like, what are you excited for which company and things like that. So it was a nice little break almost to just go out and meet new faces and old faces and just piss about. So yeah, awesome. Thank you to anyone who saw me and hung out with me and chatted and so forth. And yeah, it was pretty flipping cool. Moving on, I've got a list of a few things that I need to talk about. Everyone who was paying attention to both mine and the Yogscast Twitter over the weekend hopefully saw the wristband voting that's going on. Those will be both available at conventions in the future, but also online. And you guys chose the pink one. And we did put it to a straw poll because I had the 3 options. I was like, I don't really know which one. I quite like all of them, so let's just give it a vote. So if you're interested in picking up one of those bracelets, they are going to be available soon on the store, but they will also be available for purchase at I-55 and EGX. Now, if you're coming along to I-55, which is Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of August, I'm going to be hanging around on Friday the 28th. So if you want to do a meet and greet, that would be the time to do it on the Friday. Now, I noticed that the website is saying there are no meet and greets scheduled. That's bollocks. That doesn't apply to Yogs. I think that's a general blanketed thing, but that doesn't apply to us. Don't worry. If you're coming to I-55 or to EGX, which I'll talk about in a sec, we are doing meet and greets. We are there solely to meet you guys and put on a show. So don't panic. If you're coming along to I-55, read something saying there's no meet and greets, there are for us. It's fine. Don't panic. But yeah, so if you're coming along to I-55 and you're coming on the Friday, that's the day I'm going to be going. And if you're coming to EGX, I will be there on Thursday and Friday. So it's Thursday the 24th to Sunday the 27th of September. So Thursday, Friday are the days I'm going. Don't forget. Now, if you are coming along on the Friday or the Saturday and you've got tickets to the convention, you may also want to pick up a Q&A panel ticket. I'll put a link on the screen now and in the video description to where you can go for more information about the Q&A closed panel ticket things. But the general brief is Friday and Saturday, we're doing a panel after the show. I'm going to be there. Friday, I think, is going to be, Friday is me, Kim, Duncan and Shin. And then Saturday is going to be Hat Films and Lewis. So if you're interested in coming to either of those, it's £15 each. Or if you want to do both, and it's a 2-hour thing, I should add, between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. If you want to do both, you can get them for £20, which means you save a tenner. So I would definitely consider doing that. If you're doing both days, you may as well, because it's going to be a different set of people, different questions. You guys ask the questions, we answer them. And apparently there's also going to be waffle, guff and great prizes. So I don't know what that means, but if you're interested, then do check out the description below for information about the evening with the Yogscast. Now, just a quick update. You may remember a few weeks ago, or more than a few weeks ago now, I did a really cheesy lip sync to Krysta Young's Xanax, in brackets, a love song. Now, her official music video is going to be out tomorrow. And I've seen it already, because Yeah, I've seen it already, and I really quite like it. There's someone in there, there's a girl in there, without spoiling it, who has got the moves down. You'll know what I mean when you watch it. But if you're interested in seeing that, as I said, it's out tomorrow. You can keep an eye on her YouTube channel, which should be on the screen and in the description if I've done my job properly. She also has a Twitter account. Again, if you go to her YouTube channel, all that information's there. And I'm also going to be using instrumentals. In fact, the instrumentals that are on this video right now are Krista. If you're interested in more information about her upcoming album, which is going to be out on September 29th, you can follow her Twitter and her YouTube and all that stuff. And I may also be demoing a few of them. I've got some crazy idea with Mad Max that we do a car radio, and I just use I've got MDK as well. You may remember MDK. MDK's got some stuff. Krista's got some stuff. So I might try and make this weird Hannah car radio for Mad Max. I have to see how it works. But yeah, the instrumentals for this stuff is pretty damn snazzy. I think it's Run with Scissors. I think that's what the one is called, but there's some really nice stuff on the EP, so please do keep an eye out for that. Thank you as well to everyone who did go over and make themselves known to Krista and say it's a really awesome song. Thank you. I'm really interested to know more. Thank you for everyone who did that, because that is a really positive experience for both me and for her, because she literally just reached down and was like, can I send you my music? And I was just like, yeah, I'll see if I like it. And then she sent it. I was like, actually, I quite like it. I could stick that on my videos. No worries, just send me some more shit. So she's really happy, and I'm really happy that not only has it gone down well, but also the people that have gone over and said hi to her have been lovely about it. So thank you guys. Thank you for doing that, and keep an eye out on the 29th of September for the album. If you tuned in to last week's live stream, thank you for coming along. I think I like that format of we open with Q&A because it meant people who were late we're not going oh, I missed some. It also means we get some of the questions out of the way before the game, and then a little bit at the end to round it off. So I might do a little bit more of that. Probably not for as long. I'll keep a better eye on the time. But we are going to play Everyone's Gone to the Rapture this week because it's actually managed to download from PSN. I'm not sure what happened. It was just being slow. I assume what happened is everyone went, this game's amazing, and then poor PSN just got destroyed, but I should have it now. So that means this Wednesday between 4 and 6 p.m. UK time, you can tune in. Description below and on the screen now for where you need to go, and I will see you there. The long dark highlights have gone up as well. Yeah, so I think everyone seemed to like that. I won't probably do more long dark for a while now. I feel like maybe I need to go and play the map so we can find some goddamn bears. But there's so much stuff out currently that it's forget the games I played before, let's look at new stuff. And I'm kind of actively going, I really want to play this. I really want to play this. It's I've got attention deficit sort of with games. There's too much choice, and it's oh, I play this, but I want to play this, but I want to play this, because we're ramping up now when it hits 1st of September, which is not only Metal Gear Solid Day, which I won't be playing, just because I haven't really played any of the others, and also Mad Max is the same day, but that's the bit. That's when it all goes downhill. That's when all the games start throwing themselves wildly at consumers, and then we all try and busily catch up, and Christmas is coming. Yeah, it's all whoa from there. But thank you for coming along last week. Thank you if you're going to come along this week, and I will see you there. What else we got? We have got Borderlands, which is coming out tomorrow. I'm going to try and do 2 videos for you. Depends on how much time I've got, but I'll try and do 2, and then it'll be daily. It's going to be part 4, isn't it? Episode 4. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Nothing will be finalised, annoyingly. We'll have to have another episode. So God knows what's going to go down. More peril probably. Cradle I've got, I have finished it. I just need to edit it and put it out. There is a Cradle episode tonight, but then due to Borderlands and also something else I've got going on, we'll probably have no more Cradle until Thursday. But I don't think you guys are going to mind too much because Borderlands. And also, good news for, I think, Saturday, we've got some Friday night. Got some Friday night with Kim, which you're going to like. Okay, so keep an eye out for Fright Night as well. I think it's, in fact, I'm not going to say what it is. You'll just have to tune in and find out. But we've done a little bit of that. She is popping off the end of next week to, in fact, is it the end of next week or is it this week? I think it's this week. Oh God, she's leaving. She's going on holiday. Well, she's going back to visit her family for a few weeks. So we're going to miss the launch of Until Dawn, which is later this month. That's fine. When she gets back, we'll power through that. So anyone asking about Until Dawn, we'll do it, don't worry. And I've got a few horror games on the side that I might just play on my own as a sort of faux Fright Night, just because we haven't got time. By the time Kim gets back and we've recorded everything else and gone through the list of stuff we've got, these like obsolete games that no one's ever heard of will be even more obsolete. And so I'll probably just play them on my own. Just be like, oh, what am I doing? Why am I playing this on my own? I'm an idiot, but we'll see. Cool. So keep an eye out for all of that. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy what's coming up over the next week. And yeah, we're holding out until September 1st when Mad Max kicks off and I get to just blow shit up. It's going to be amazing. So there aren't that many questions this week because last time I said to you guys, let me know any games you'd like me to play. So everyone's sort of gone games versus questions, but that's fine. So just to sort of skim through them, I have made a note of quite a lot of the popular ones. Heavy Rain is on a list. Do not panic. It is on a list. Whether we get to it immediately or in a few months, I'm not sure. But it is a game I know you guys want me to play. So when there's a quiet period, I'll stick some Heavy Rain into the schedule. Right, so questions wise, as I said, there aren't that many this time. It's mostly questions about will you play a game versus other things. But if you would like to leave questions in the future, you can always do it by popping them on the latest vlog in the comment section below. So if you've got a question you need to know, then ask. Just ask and maybe I'll answer it. Okay, so the first question is from Jodie Ross, who says, I like your videos, but what's going on with Cat Island with Nazi? Well, the answer to that is I've not been here. And if I'm not here, I can't film Cat Island. I have been ill. I went to E3, and then I was ill again, and then I was at Gamescom. And then last week, I was desperately trying to catch up with all my work. So Cat Island, when that happens, goes on the back burner. Because although I like doing it, I like hanging out with Nazi, I have to prioritise other things sometimes, like just content for the channel, because I need, it's nice to have Cat Island on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but the rest of the week has to be done. And sometimes with things like Tales of the Borderlands, that can very much dictate the rest of the week. So it's happening, I just can't give you a date of when it'll be back. If you are waiting around for Cat Island, thank you very much for your patience. It will be back soon. Here is a question from XXCali2142XX, who says, are you only going to be doing one-off books, or are you willing to pick up an entire series? Oh, okay, for the books, the book club. I am probably just going to do one-off books because most series I've already picked up and read that I want to. It also, it's a lot easier in my current state of like work, where I play series of games anyway, to just sort of do one-offs and then swap around a little bit. But what I have been reading, and I completely forgot to mention it before, was I have been reading a street cat named Bob. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's about, and I have read it before, but I've been rereading it and I would heartily recommend it. It's about a guy who was a recovering drug addict who basically took in a stray tomcat, and that cat wouldn't leave his side. So they ended up going and selling the Big Issue and busking in London, and the cat would follow him, and in the end he had him on a leash and he'd sit on his shoulder and things like that. And it's all about like the life story of when they first met. There's a sequel out which is about writing the first book and the place that he was at, because he was still undergoing methadone treatment and obviously still trying to busk and save enough money to just buy food and a roof over their heads. So it's quite an emotional read. It's quite an eye-opening read if you want to have a concept of like what it's like for many of the homeless people in London, or just in general, like people struggling to get by. If you like animals as well, Bob is a character and awesome. So yeah, if you're interested, it's a street cat named Bob. Go and check it out. He's also on YouTube. If you search for Big Issue Cat, you can get an idea. He's adorable. He's so cute. So Probably just one-off books, just because it just adds variety to my life that I don't always have. So there we go. There's that question. Thank you very much. This is one from Pickled Piano KY, who says, are you going to put Fallout 4 on your channel? Yes. If so, is it just going to be side quests? Don't know. Probably main and then side quests for fun on the side, because it's a huge game. Also, Tomb Raider's out the same day, so I need to think what the hell I'm doing with that. I think you should do it like a Fallout 3 playthrough where you had Simon and Lewis watching you recording. We'll have to see, because back then we were putting it on the main channel, which is why it's not on mine, and we also, all three of us, had the spare time to do that. Whether we will do it again, I don't know. It's highly unlikely we won't. I don't know. I'll see what I can do though, maybe about getting one or two or both of them, maybe to come and do a live stream with me of it, but I can't promise anything because that was how many years ago? How different is the situation now? Like, we've got crazy offices and working all day and, you know, pinging back and forth, and I've got Tomb Raider that I'm gonna have to cover. Well, I said gonna have to, I will be covering, because oh my god, Tomb Raider. So we'll see. It would be nice to do it, but I can't see it happening. Let's be logical here. Like, the guys are in a different place. They're working. Well, Lewis is working. Simon is recovering still. Like, he is well. I have seen him, but it's a different place entirely, and I cannot promise from either of them that is going to be a thing. It would be lovely if I get them to do it, even if it's just one Wednesday, and then I put that out. But we're going to have to see. I will be doing Fallout 4. I don't know how much though, because I know like Will Strife will probably be doing it. In fact, I think he said he is doing it. So there's going to be, let's be honest, everyone's going to be bloody doing it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. If all else fails, I do like an hour and then we don't bother, but we'll see. In theory, yes, there will be some at least. Thank you for your question. And then the final question of the day comes from Connor McFarlane, who says, do you think Telltale could learn from Life is Strange? Recently, their stories have started to get sloppy with little attention to detail, unlike Life is Strange. I also think they could learn the effect of choice. Life is Strange choices seem so much more important than Telltale's, e.g. Carr in The Walking Dead, Kate. I think that's unfair. I think that's an unfair comparison, because actually ending scenes of Walking Dead season 2, Kate. We'll have to see. I mean, there are pros and cons to both game franchises. People argue Telltale don't give enough choice. I would argue I don't need that choice. What I want is horrific choices that it would be nice if they had a bit more impact than they have, I'll give you that. But on the whole, I was pretty pleased with Walking Dead Season 1 and 2 and how that went down. I was pleased with Wolf Among Us. So far, I've been pleased with Game of Thrones, because the whole point, especially with Game of Thrones at least, is it doesn't matter what choice you make, because you're a tiny little person in an ocean. And all these big fish are going to fuck you up, regardless of your choice. We'll have to see how the final episode goes, but I feel that although there's not enough choice in Telltale, possibly, depending on what it is, and again, it depends, when Walking Dead Season 3 comes out, we may also go, like, we may all literally go, oh, well, we were wrong. Like, Telltale know what they're doing. They're giving us ridiculous choice. But what we need to look at on the flip side is Life is Strange hasn't finished yet. We have no concept about how stuff is going to go down at the end. I will also add, Life is Strange is one game. Walking Dead was designed to have an overarching story. There's a lot more coding that needs to go into that. There's a lot more thought that needs to go into that. Life is Strange, you can plonk it down as an entity and leave it. On the other side of that, though, as well, Life is Strange does not have a very strong storyline. It is hilariously predictable in many places, including who the killer is. In fact, if you watch the first episode, the clues are there. Like, Kim's been watching it back and she went, I can't believe none of us spotted it. It is very obvious how certain things are going to go down in the next episode, how Max is going to get out of certain things. Max herself is incredibly polarised. In fact, most of the decisions are polarised. There's no middle ground. Victoria, in the same conversation in the Vortex Club, goes from being a massive bitch to going, actually, you're one of the coolest people I know, you just don't know it yet. No, people don't speak like that, especially teenagers. From choice, like from experience, both Kim and I as people who have experienced bullying in school, and as someone who went to a girls' school, I know exactly how females, when they're teenagers, talk, and they don't talk like Victoria, and they don't talk like Max, and they don't talk like Chloe. They don't have this weird polarisation. Max can flip in one sentence from being lovely to a massive bitch, and it's just not realistically done. People don't have the self-realisation and the understanding and the revelations that the script writing in Life is Strange gives them. They're very unrealistic dialogues. One might even say they are a little bit fanfic in some places, like in the nicest possible way. They're not, I don't know what Terps are doing next door, but there's a lot of unrealistic dialogue is the point I'm trying to make. Like, there's a lot of, we need to steer the story in this direction, so we're just going to ham-fist it and shoehorn in something to make that work. Whereas Telltale is a lot more, it's an uncontrollable speed train. You're sitting on it, you don't like it, you can't get the fuck off. And I like that. I like the choices that Telltale forced me to make. I like that they cause me grief in some cases. I like that there is no going back, and Max allows going back, and that makes me a lot more blasé about the whole game. So I'm like, well, it doesn't matter, I'll just do this instead of this. Telltale makes me think choices are final. Whether they have a massive impact or not, there is that importance given to them because you can't go back. So I would probably agree that maybe Telltale could refine choices a bit more. Again, we'll have to see, because a lot of this stuff, since Life is Strange has happened, there's been a lot of criticism of that. We'll have to see over the next year whether they refine and make things different. It could be that Walking Dead season 3 starts and we all go, holy fuck, they've refined the shit out of this. The 5 different endings that season 2 had, they make a difference. We have to see. But on the flip side, I would argue that Life is Strange needs to learn a lot about characterization. It needs to learn a lot about fucking writing things, plot writing. Just everything is fairly unrealistic. I applaud that it does make you confront fairly interesting issues. That seems to be something that sites like Tumblr have embraced quite heavily, because it does talk about those issues and problems that people face, whether it's depression or bullying or whatever, but it's not very smoothly done in some places, and as a result, I feel that Telltale is a stronger game. Like, those games are stronger, especially The Walking Dead. So that's my feeling on it. And especially, like, we have to bear in mind with the effects of choices, we're rewinding time all the time anyway. Like, the start of episode 3, was it? No, episode 4. Episode 4, the start of episode 4, rewound everything anyway. Spoilers, but, like, you get the thing I'm trying to say is actually there's almost an illusion as well that we have more choice than we have in the Telltale games, but I would guarantee you at the end of it, we'll come out with fairly similar cutscenes that do very little, like, within the game itself to make a difference, but we'll have to see how it plays out. As I said, I think both could learn equally from each other. Probably Life is Strange could learn a little bit more. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Like, I prefer nitty gritty zombie rah. So that's just me. Anyway, thank you very much for the questions, everyone. I hope you are going to have a lovely week, and I hope that I will see some of you guys for the live stream on Wednesday. Don't forget, it's between 4 and 6 p.m. UK time. In the video description below for the link and the link to everything else. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.